Hello guys, today we're looking at Incursion mode, a new mode on Battleborn.
So, Incursion, yes, this is the new mode that's just been revealed for Battleborn. It's the most MOBA-y type mode for the game that's so far been released. Well, that will be on release. So yeah, MOBA, it's MOBA-y. A little bit MOBA-y, but it's not quite as hardcore as something like Dota or LoL or anything like that.
No, definitely not.
No, definitely not. So, Bong, why is it not as hardcore?
The features.
Yeah.
The features, well, it's not so hardcore because there's only one lane.
Yeah, that's right.
And there's only two kind of turrets or
bases, towers. But what they are, they're it's a spider bot, isn't it? It's like a
it's like it's the wolf spider bot from one of the story missions that you've played at Gamescom possibly, or it's been seen. It's on the internet.
Yeah, so these turrets are like sit on each lane, and you've got to push to win the game. You've got to kill both turrets. The second turret is stronger than the first one, but it does move around a bit, and so it's a bit different than a turret, and it does have a sort of movement to it, doesn't it? You've got to push your creeps.
It certainly hurts you when it fires back.
Yeah, it'll absolutely wreck you. So you've got to push your creeps into those turrets or spider bots.
Yeah, and they work down its shield. Yeah. But do they do health damage?
I think they do health damage as well, but you can't destroy the shield. You can't destroy the shield without the creeps. So yeah, there's that.
So basically, you need some nice chunky creeps to soak up the damage while you damage it.
And then so that's kind of normal for MOBAs, but yeah, because there's only one lane, that's different. There is a jungling element to this mode. You've got things called thrall camps. Now they're dotted around the map. They're like
there's one on each side of the players, kind of. So there's one for our team, one for their team, with one thrall in it, and in the middle of the map there's one with two in it.
Yeah. So what you do is you have to destroy the thrall. He's quite a powerful little NPC if you're at early level in the game.
He's got a lot of health, yeah.
But once you destroy it, you capture the point, and that will spawn the thrall on your team to push that lane, which will the enemy team will have to deal with, which attacks the robots, which is quite nice, really. What of shards though, Bob?
Okay, so yeah, obviously with all the Battleborn modes, there are these kind of orangey, browny shard things all over the floor, which you can use to upgrade, like crystals, and you can use them to upgrade your gear, or alternatively buy turrets. And those turrets can be turrets to destroy the enemy's creeps, or ones that enhance, so accelerators or shields, and they enhance your creeps and help them push.
Shoot them down the lane. There's also, you can spawn mega creeps at the back of the lane. There's a big, I think they're MX bots or something like that. They're big, like chunky bots. Fast. Not quite as big chunky as the thralls, but they do help. Because of that though, because you've got this element of one lane where you push just down one lane, and then there's just turrets and everything, it means that it is basically, I think this is how they intended it though, it is constant team fights on this mode. Like, it is just a bit like Heroes of the Storm in that way. Like, it is designed for team fights. You know, on stuff like Dota and LoL and those others, you have kind of skirmishes, maybe 2v2s, 3v2s, maybe even 1v1s, but on this, rarely do you get that. It is mostly team fights, I would say.
Yeah, and I kind of like that because it did make the time that we were playing, which was quite a long time, it was like half an hour per match.
Yeah.
It did actually go very, very quickly because we were constantly engaged. It
is hot action.
However, there's a lot of particle effects in this game with certain heroes specifically, and I think that sometimes like constant going on.
Yeah,
it's quite a
very.
Lot,
I found it personally like a lot to take in, like especially for melee characters when you're in the thick of it. The art style is lovely on this game, but when it's all 10 characters are doing all their moves on top of each other, it looks mad. It's mad. But I don't know how to fix that. I mean, there might be some adjustments for the particle effects you could do on your own client. Who knows?
Yeah. Now back up to the time limit. Do we think that's too long? Too short? 30 minutes?
I personally think so. This mode has a 30-minute time limit on it, or until you defeat the other two enemy turrets. We played a few games on this mode, and we never killed the enemy turrets. And we were constantly fighting.
We killed the first wolf
never
spider,
got to the
second one we never really got to.
Before the time limit was up, and then at the end of the time limit, it's whoever's done the most damage to the turrets wins. So if you've done more damage.
I think that's a bit of a balance issue. Maybe they can lower the health of them, or kind of rebalance some of the mobs that will come down the lane.
Yeah, I think basically, yeah. So I think the spider turrets themselves should just not be as strong. So that I don't mind like 30 minutes being the maximum time for a game. That's it. That's quite good actually. Yeah. But I do think it'd be nice if it was. It doesn't seem that possible to actually kill the turrets. We have talked to some developers there though, and they kind of agree. So hopefully that'll get done.
Yeah. So maybe like ways that this mode could be improved would be, for instance, use the shards to buy a shortcut to send your minions down a different route to get to maybe to the back of that the end spider bot. Or something.
Because as a MOBA mode with one lane, it's kind of hard to find. You can't flank, you can't really do any kind of ganks if you're using that terminology. But if you could,
I think on the double thrall camp, there's a gank possibility because there is like a little ledge that looks down over it from each side.
That's like the only one, I would say. But it would be nice, like you said, to have an ability to maybe purchase for a temporary flank lane that goes around the side of the map into the side of the spider bot. So the enemy should get an alert about it. Then they should go, warning, they've opened a flank, and then they know, oh, we've got to defend that way as well for maybe just a limited time. That would be a really cool mechanic of opening up the map a bit. Another mechanic which I think is seminal to MOBA modes and isn't in this game currently, but it's something that I've felt missing, is a buyback.
Yeah, we voiced
mechanic.
it pretty harshly.
It's buyback. Buyback. So if you've ever had any sort of MOBA type mode, what happens is later on in the game, your respawn count when you die gets higher and higher and higher. So if you die, it's a real detriment to your team, and it should be that way. So if the enemy team kill 3 of your characters...
also we had loads of money left at the end. I had like
that's what I was
8,000 shards left.
So basically, you accumulate all these shards and you end up not using them, and it'd be useful to say you could spend those shards if you die late game, because in this game it does scale your respawn, so you will get a longer and longer
respawn time gets longer.
But basically, you should be able to buy back in those moments where I've got loads of shards I can buy back, and you should be able to save your shards to buy back or spend them on upgrades, depending on what you want to do.
And maybe if there was those little secret shortcut lanes that you could spend shards on, maybe they could be quite expensive, like 2,000 shards or something.
So that it gives you something to spend the shards on.
So guys, to wrap up, that was Incursion, a nice new fun mode on Battleborn.
I look forward to playing it again. It was nice. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, like and comment and subscribe and all those fun little things. And look forward to obviously show your cat. And look forward to more Battleborn content soon to you.
Good noon.
1, 2, 3, it's over.